Why ex ignores you? How public silence and emotional neglect hurt relationship advice. Dear Ro, imagine this, you're at a lively group event, surrounded by friends and family, and suddenly, you spot your ex. Instead of the friendly nod or smile you once shared, he completely blanks you, as if you're invisible. That's exactly what happened to me a few years ago, and let me tell you, it felt like a punch to the gut. We had broken up years prior but had managed to keep a friendship intact, so his sudden cold shoulder was completely unexpected. I tried to reach out, to understand what was going on, but he wouldn't engage. After enduring a few more public humiliations, I decided it was easier to just look away whenever he was around. But here's where it gets even more complicated. My friends and family seem to side with him instead of supporting me. When I share how hurtful his behavior is, the usual response is, he must still have feelings for you. Really? When I express how painful it is to be ignored and humiliated, they brush it off, suggesting I'm being overly dramatic and quickly change the subject. Last summer, I went to a festival where he was camping with my friends and family, while my boyfriend and I were left to camp alone. The entire weekend, he acted as if I didn't exist, and everyone just tolerated it. To me, ignoring someone is a form of emotional abuse, and by saying nothing, my friends are essentially validating his behavior. I can't help but feel a surge of anger towards those who enable this treatment, especially when I see a close family member doing the same. I've opened up to everyone about how I physically react when he ignores me, but it seems like no one cares. I've explained how unacceptable it is to treat someone this way in public, yet they respond with, he must have his reasons. Deep down, I know I haven't done anything to deserve this treatment, and I certainly don't believe his actions reflect any kind of love. Living in a different city now, I find myself avoiding my old friends because I can't bear the thought of running into him. I don't want to lose those friendships, but I can't keep banging my head against this wall. Am I wrong to expect someone to stand up for me? This question strikes a chord with me. I've always been wary of groups that overlook or tolerate mistreatment in the name of politeness or keeping the peace. I've seen how bullying and harm can go unchecked when people confuse neutrality with kindness, prioritizing their own comfort over ensuring that everyone is treated with respect. Reading your letter, I felt your confusion, pain, and betrayal. You're not just describing a hurtful dynamic with your ex, you're highlighting a system that enables harm. Let's break down the behavior. Your ex is stonewalling you. This isn't just passive, it's a deliberate act of public silence meant to assert power. Stonewalling sends a clear message, I can erase you, and no one will stop me. In front of others, this creates a power imbalance. He appears stoic and unbothered, while you're left feeling disoriented and ashamed. That's part of the tactic. It keeps you questioning your reality and your right to exist in that space. Sometimes, I can understand why someone might choose to ignore another person, especially if they've been deeply hurt. But in your case, it doesn't seem justified. You and your ex broke up years ago, remained friends for a while, and then, out of nowhere, he started pretending you didn't exist. It's possible that over time, he has reinterpreted your past relationship and believes you were hurtful. If that were true, I'd support his right to set a boundary. But a true boundary doesn't have to be cruel or punishing, it can be communicated clearly. From what you've shared, it seems like he's opting for emotional avoidance dressed up as power. He likely can't cope with his feelings about you or the breakup, so he chooses to erase you instead. This power play would be painful enough if it ended with him, but it doesn't. It extends into your social circle because of how your friends and family have responded, or failed to respond. When people witness this kind of dynamic and do nothing, they're not being neutral, they're making a choice. Whether they realize it or not, they're siding with the person causing harm. They're upholding the toxic idea that it's somehow worse to call out bad behavior than to let it continue. The people who should care about you are enabling your ex to treat you poorly by excusing his actions, downplaying your feelings, or continuing to socialize with him as if nothing is wrong. That's the real heartbreak, the loneliness of being mistreated in plain sight while those who are supposed to support you turn away. Here's the hard truth, you can't change him, and you can't force others to do the right thing. But you can start enforcing your own boundaries. You don't owe anyone your presence in a group where you're being disrespected. You can choose to stop putting yourself in situations where you know you'll be ignored. You can tell your friends and family, if you invite both of us and allow him to treat me this way, I won't come. I'm not doing this anymore. If he ignores you in front of others, calmly state, he's ignoring me for no reason, and you're all letting it happen. I won't stay where I'm treated like this. And then leave. If your presence is going to be disregarded, you don't owe the group your presence. You're not the one cutting people off, you're presenting those who are supposed to love you with a choice and inviting them to be accountable. You're saying, I want to be here, but not like this. Not under these conditions. Not if you all contribute to my dehumanization. Consider if one or two people in the group can act as confidants, willing to call him out publicly or warn him before group events that if he can't acknowledge your presence, he's not welcome. When you visit home, proactively invite only those you want to see instead of attending large gatherings that include him. This might also be a great opportunity to expand your social circle and find people who genuinely care about you and will stand up for you. Ultimately, the most important relationship is the one you have with yourself. You know what's happening, and you know it's not what you deserve. Other people's failings and cowardice reflect on them, not you. Hold your boundaries, not as a punishment, but as an act of self-respect. Focus on rebuilding your sense of safety and peace, both within yourself and by surrounding yourself with good people. Seek out those who can handle conflict, communicate clearly, apologize, and make amends. The ones who are willing to stand up for you and others, those are your people. Keep them close.